Okay. Hi, and welcome to episode 26 of C3 Crystals, Cauldrons, and Cocktails. I'm Wren,
And I'm River.
and today we are talking about dreams. But first, what are we drinking?
Yes. So we actually experimented with this over the weekend. We had a
Mhm.
blessed time. And we've made this drink that it's made with, it's an espresso martini basically, but
Mhm.
it has coffee and espresso vodka and whipped chocolate vodka. I think
Mhm.
I'm missing something. I'm not sure. A little bit of simple syrup, and it
Mhm.
is amazing. And Wren named this one.
It is so good. It is called the Grave Digger because Wren Graves digs this drink.
I love it. I dig it too,
Yes.
honestly.
Yes. And I also want to say happy October. We are officially now on October 1st. Yay!
Yay.
But not when we're recording because actually today is River's birthday.
It is.
It's so exciting. So many birthdays.
Yes, yes, yes. A good day. My
Mhm.
husband took me out for a brunch today, and it was wonderful.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I had to work some, but now I'm getting to podcast with my favorite friend. So,
Yeah. I was going to say, boo, you have to podcast on your birthday.
no, I love it. I think it's so much fun. Okay, so dreams, and actually, y'all, this is a super long topic. So we're just going over basics today,
Mhm.
and we'll probably do many more discussions about dreams.
Yes, there is so much to cover on dreams.
Mhm.
When I started, I was like, oh, this will be like a simple
Mhm.
episode, but it's really not because there's so much like to work with.
Yes.
So let's get into it. So
Mhm.
there are 5 main types of dreams. So there are normal dreams, daydreams, lucid dreams, false awakening dreams. Wow, I'm already starting. And nightmares.
Yeah, it's actually the sleeping mind. There's this whole range of state of consciousness within your mind. It goes from that complete unconscious dream where you don't remember it when you wake up, all the way to lucid dreaming on the other end, where you're awake while you're dreaming.
Mm-hmm. There are, so like in the normal dreams, they are like obviously normal dreams, like, but seriously.
Is this like an herb is an herb?
Kind of.
A dream is a dream.
A dream is a dream, but these are like normal dreams. Like it's called normal dreams. They are the ones we have almost every night that we can't remember, or when we wake up. Like when we wake up, wow. Or we remember them throughout the day, and sometimes go like, oh yeah, or it's like like that oh yeah moment.
Oh
that we
yeah,
have.
I had a dream about that last night. Yeah.
Yeah, and it might be something that's like not specifically like that pertains to your dream that sets off that like memory,
memory.
but
Mhm.
it's like it's weird. I it's like a weird feeling in your brain, like your brain gets fuzzy, like I don't know how
Mhm.
to do fuzzy brain. Um But daydreams are the dreams that we have when we are wanting to escape reality, which is kind of sad, and visualize whatever it is that'll get us through the day, whether it's thinking about the past or being hopeful for the future. Which,
Yeah, I don't know that I think of daydreaming as being a way to escape. I think it's just it happens, and yes, you're away, but it doesn't mean that you're trying to escape. It's just my brain goes 50 million miles a minute. My husband says I've got a ton of personalities in my head. And sometimes when I'm sitting there doing a repetitive dream or driving or something like that, my mind does shift to a daydream about, oh, someday we're going to have our forever home, or, my kids are going to grow up and be president of the United States. I mean, it's just it doesn't mean that I'm trying to escape. It's just my mind goes there. So I don't know that it's necessarily, oh, I'm going to daydream now because I'm so sick of what's going on in my real world. Sometimes when we're on autopilot, like vacuuming or whatever, your mind just goes.
That's true. That is true. lucid dreams are being completely aware and in control of that dream that you're in. And like you can fly or you can do whatever you want in this dream. I have a Wren fact. I'm gonna call these things.
Oh, a Wren fact.
We have did you knows, but I also like to say like I have facts, to tell you. So Wren fact. I can only remember doing this once, like having a lucid dream once in my life when I was young. And now that I actually mention it, I have a weird like little dream to tell y'all about. It's weird.
Okay.
So when I was little, I was really, really sick. And you could also say this to like fever dreams. I had this really bad flu and I remember floating up off of my bed. And at the time I had this green canopy over my bed, like, like one of the like sheer type of curtain types that hang over your bed. It was green. And I kept hitting my head on it. I remember I kept hitting my head on it. So I felt really annoyed because I didn't feel good. My head kept hitting this green canopy above my bed, but it wasn't the actual sheer curtain that was hitting my head. It was the metal rod that was holding it. Like, I don't know if I'm describing it that well, but it was like
a fairy canopy.
Yeah. So it's like one of those.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like the top part was a circle and it had like this like kind of cone top hanging from the ceiling. And it had a circle to have the curtains flare out over the bed. That's what I had. And I kept hitting my head on the metal part that was in this canopy.
Yeah, one of my kids has one of those. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so like I kept hitting my head and I kept getting like annoyed, but I don't know if it was a dream. Like it's all fuzzy. I can't remember.
That's crazy. Yeah. Maybe it was. Maybe you were flying or maybe your consciousness had left your body.
Maybe.
Especially if you were that sick. I have a memory about something similar to that. Actually, I think mine aren't lucid dreams. They're hallucinations, which may be a lucid dream. I tend to hallucinate whenever I get a high fever. So, and it feels super real. And that's how I actually discovered I was allergic to Valium. I broke my leg in the 7th grade and they gave me Valium so they could set my leg. And I hallucinated seeing Bluebeard's ghosts, which incidentally, I'm supposedly related to Bluebeard.
How?
I'm not sure. It's supposedly one of my family members has done an ancestry thing, and I'm supposedly related to Bluebeard.
That's
the pirate. But which is kind of weird because I was hallucinating Bluebeard's ghost, and that was before I knew I was supposed to be related to him. It wasn't until I grew up that I learned about genealogy and all that stuff. So I wonder if I was actually seeing his spirit because he's a family.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Was it malicious?
He was flying through the wall. I scared the crap out of the doctor. But they're like, no more Valium for this child.
Yeah, let's just say that Bluebeard's ghost is hanging around because he is like a family member, and he's just like, hey, she can see me now. Let's fuck up her vision. Let's like make her think she's seeing things.
Yeah, it's 7th grade. How old are you in 7th grade? I don't remember how old I was.
Like 11, 12, 13.
Yeah, so he's got this, 11-year-old descendant, and he's like, let's scare her. Great, thanks, great granduncle or whatever the heck you are. So I'm actually one of those people that can't do drugs because I don't know how my body would react. If I hallucinate with a fever, God knows what would happen if I did psychedelic drugs. I mean, even Valium, which is supposed to be a calming downer, made me see Bluebeard's ghost. So God knows.
Yeah.
I'm so curious. We've done that episode about the herbs, and some of the herbs that we talked about were herbs that would induce lucid dreaming. Yeah. I'm so curious as to whether I could even ingest those, make a tea or all that with my issue with hallucinations. I would only do it, I think, if you were there to monitor.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Be safe about it.
Yeah, for sure.
False awakening dreams are also, they're vivid dreams, like another type of vivid dream. Lucid dream. I feel like lucid dreaming is also vivid. And then false awakening dreams are the types of dreams that you feel like you've woken up, but you're still sleeping, which is
Those are creepy. I have had one of those just the other night, and I woke up. Well, I thought I woke up and things just weren't right. It's like the bathroom door wasn't quite where it was supposed to be. And I was so confused.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was up and walking around, like trying to get around the bed to go towards the bathroom. And it wasn't in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I woke up and I was still laying in bed. I was so confused and it freaked me out. That was just the other day.
Yeah, I'm going to derail just a little bit.
Okay.
It kind of pertains to dreaming in a way that you don't know when you're dreaming, if it's like lucid dreaming or false awakening dreaming, like what's real or not.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a theory. And you know how I am with my theories.
I love it.
So it's about dying, right?
Okay.
And it started off with talking about how we are probably close to like what am I saying? I can't say this word.
Apocalypse?
Yes.
Oh.
Say it again.
Apocalypse.
Apocalyptic world. Okay,
yeah,
there we go.
like the zombies world, that kind of thing.
Not really zombies, but like government,
civilization.
Takedown, yeah, and how like the world will end, right? Like it ends up in like the destruction of the whole world. Let's say the world explodes. Okay,
is this a dream that you have had, or
no?
It's just a theory. Okay.
Because I saw it on TikTok last night,
and
I'm so intrigued, and I showed my husband, and he was like, So,
okay,
it's really interesting. Let's say the whole world explodes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because of nuclear war, right?
Okay.
And the theory is that we don't die. Our conscience. Wow. Conscience.
She's really digging the grave digger, y'all.
Consciousness. Wow. Doesn't die. Okay.
Okay.
Kind of like maybe like a soul, I'm feeling.
Okay.
But we hop from one universal plane to the next.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like we pick up where we left off in our life and then in the other parallel universe, right?
Okay.
And that's why we have things like the Mandela effect.
Oh, I love the Mandela effect.
I do too. And
so we could do an episode on that, although it's not witchy.
It's not witchy.
Very interesting.
Maybe we could do like bonus episodes for like the Patreon.
That's true.
Patrons.
Mm-hmm.
I always say it wrong. And so it's just basically that where like we could be like our world and universes could be dying out and blah, blah, blah. Right. But we just hop to the next parallel universe. Right.
But what happens to the souls that are already in the parallel universe?
They didn't really say. It's just kind of like a theory. Like I have many questions if that were to be true. It's just,
That's interesting. There are a lot of horror movies that have that kind of theory. I just watched one within the last year that was something like called They Still Exist or something like that, which is a similar concept, except for I don't know. I can't remember now, but I do remember I liked it.
Yeah, it was just really mind-blowing to me because it was like you could die,
Mm-hmm.
and then you wouldn't even know what happened. You could just wake up like let's just say Wren, the whole world exploded yesterday, and Wren just wakes up like me, Wren. I'm talking in the third person. Just wakes up and doesn't have any idea that yesterday, another parallel universe, I hopped into this world, and it's just like,
yeah, but
it's just weird.
It just makes me feel like the poor person that whose body you jumped into.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea.
I don't know.
That
either.
That wasn't covered in this theory, but it kind of, while talking about like false awakening dreams and like,
that is cool. That's interesting. Yeah.
Okay. Let's get back.
Okay.
So nightmares are ones that everyone knows. They're scary dreams that can be realistic or not, And I personally feel like they're like our worst fears and our subconscious. Like we don't even know that those are our worst fears. That's just like my personal opinion.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what nightmares are.
Mm-hmm.
There's all kinds of theories about dreams are just things we've already seen. Dreams are our unconscious fears. But I feel like nightmares could be warnings. They could be, both you and I are empaths. And so it could be that in our dream state where our guard's down, we could be feeling the fears and things from other people, especially like if you have a nightmare in a different location, like when you go on vacation and you're in a hotel with a ton of other people in that hotel and you have a nightmare. I feel like as empaths, it could be that we have let in fears and thoughts and, from these other people. I don't know.
That's
interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But first, before we get into anything, I want to tell you about the science.
Yes. Go, Wren. Tell us the science.
So when do we dream? Most dreams occur during the deepest stage of sleep which is called REM, REM, which is rapid eye movement sleep. So REM is often associated with vivid dreams because the brain is highly active at this stage, which is really cool.
You don't have kids yet, but when you watch your children sleep, which you do because we always have a fear as a parent that they're not breathing. And so you go and you stare at your kid, which is, I guess, creepy. But anyway, and if you see them dreaming, their eyes are, and it moves while they're closed. It's creepy looking. Anyway, go ahead.
I always wonder if my dog understands if she's dreaming.
And they make little noises too sometimes, like they're chasing rabbits or something.
It's funny because she'll do her she'll bark a little bit in her sleep. That's when I always go, oh, she's having puppy dog dreams, right? And sometimes it's so funny. Sometimes she'll wake up. And so my husband and I, we share like an office, right? And we sit next to each other, and she has a dog bed in there as well for her to sit in there with us. Which I say that, but I'm in a small ass apartment. It's just my living room. But right now,
office / living room / entertainment area.
Yeah, I'm calling it our office because I use it mostly for school and work.
Okay.
And so she has like 3 beds in this 600 square feet apartment. So she lays in the one next to our desks.
Yeah, that's your baby for sure.
Yeah. And she'll wake up from a puppy dog dream, and we know that she had one because she was like, burr, burr, barking and like twitching, and then she'll just stare at my husband like evil. She'll just stare at him, and he's like, what did I do? And I'm like, she was probably having a dream that you were like not feeding her or something. And like, so she just stares at him, gives him the death stare, and he just doesn't know why. So I just wonder if she has a dream that like he's horrible to her or something, and then like she can't differentiate between real dreams and not,
yeah, that's interesting. I don't know.
Can animals differentiate between dreams and not? Like, I'll have to read up on some studies.
Yeah, I'm so curious. Yeah.
So back to humans. We have 5 stages of sleep. Stage 1 is like the drowsy sleep. It lasts around 5 to 10 minutes or 5 hours if you're Wren, who can't fall asleep that fast. Yes. Stage 2 is light sleep, and it lasts about 20 hours. Wow, 20 minutes.
I wish I could sleep for 20 hours some
days. Stage 3 is moderate sleep, which lasts around 10 to 20 minutes.
What stage is it, that experiment that they do, or supposedly when you take a nap, if you hold a pen in your hand as you're falling asleep, you'll reach a stage at some point where you actually drop the pen, and that's supposed to wake you up, and that's the length of a nap that you're supposed to have? You think it wouldn't be the drowsy sleep? It's probably the light sleep. Light
sleep or moderate, I would feel. Because in stage 4, after the moderate sleep, you have the deep sleep, which lasts 30 minutes. It lasts, I would say that these times vary because not everybody enters into stage 5, which is REM sleep. Not every night. Like, people don't enter REM sleep every night, because I know I don't. I am a very restless sleeper, and I don't ever reach like a deep sleep.
That's so interesting because I have a Fitbit that I wear. And I guess people that have iWatches and that kind of thing, mine tracks my sleep, which I think most smartwatches do these days. And it shows me sleeping. Some nights I don't go into deep sleep at all, but I always dream.
Yeah, I don't always dream. I don't always dream. Or at least that I remember. I don't always. So I have normal dreams.
Oh, I don't remember it, but it shows me being in REM state.
Oh, I don't know because I don't have I do have a watch, but I don't wear it to sleep because it bothers me.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah. So let's get into the witchcraft part.
Okay.
So this word I can't pronounce. I even wrote out a pronunciation that I looked up the word.
Yeah, I came across it too.
Oneiromancy. I know I'm not saying that right. Oneiromancy. Oneiromancy.
I think it's onemerance. No,
I looked it up. It's oneiromancy.
Which syllable is the strong syllable?
I don't know.
Is it oneiromancy?
I'm pretty sure it's oneiromancy.
Oneiromancy or oniromancy or
oneiromancy.
Oneiromancy.
Oneiromancy. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
We may be wrong, y'all. We're sounding out words like first graders. Yeah. That's okay.
Oneiromancy is like prophetic divination from dreams, considered a divine act in most ancient cultures and surviving to modern times in certain folk traditions. Oneiromancy is based on the belief that dreams are messages sent to the soul by gods or the dead, most often as warnings. So oneiromancy from what Wikipedia says, is a form of divination based upon dreams and also uses dreams to predict the future.
Okay.
Oneirogen, pronouncing that hopefully correctly, drugs may be used to produce or enhance dreamlike states of consciousness.
Where do you get these drugs?
I have no idea.
I wonder if they're the herbs or, that we've talked about.
Maybe.
Or if they're real scientifically manufactured drugs.
Maybe. I would have to look it up. This is just what Wikipedia is saying.
Okay.
It is dismissed by the scientific community and skeptics as being superstitious, and experiments do not support the idea that dreams predict the future beyond the expectations of the person dreaming.
Yeah, that makes sense because, from what we all hear about dreams are just what that person has experienced, and your mind is making sense of whatever happened to you during the day or whatever, like you said, your fears are, if it's a nightmare, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know that I believe that, but I think it might be more.
Yeah.
I don't know that it tells the future, but I think there might be more to interpret. You know how you always talk about your highest conscience, your like when you do any kind of divination, it's your own subconscious telling you what you already know. You just don't realize you know it. That could be what it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm open-minded to
Me too.
Anything. So occasionally, the dreamer feels as if he or she is transported to another time or place, and this is offered as evidence that they are, in fact, providing divine information upon their return.
That's so interesting to me because when I go to bed, there's something about getting back into the position that you were in when you woke up that makes me remember some of my dreams. And I always think I don't want to go back to that place again because it was not a happy dream, or, I want to go back to that place. It had dragons or, whatever. But I always talk about it in terms of, I want to go back there, which is interesting.
Yeah. There's a quote from one of the websites I got some information from, Tarot by Tashi.
Okay.
Website. It's linked.
Okay.
And this is quote, "For as long as human beings have been looking up to seek meanings in the stars, they have also been looking inward and longing to find similar insights in the magic terrain, which is the dreamscape," which I absolutely love this so much because it's true. I love the stars and astronomy, and ever since before time, tracking back to ancient civilizations, there's always something to do with the stars as well as dreams.
Well, I think a lot of cultures consider the body it's a universe of its own. We're all part of the universe, and each individual body has the parts of the universe within it as well. So I agree with that. Did you ever do you remember that movie? It was called Dreamscape. I think it was like a really old movie. It's like from the 80s or something, but it had Dennis Quaid in it.
Nope.
And I remember it because it was about dreams, and it just really stuck with me. I don't know how old I was when I saw it, but I remember that it was about being able to transport or teleport your consciousness into someone else's dreams and manipulate those dreams while you were there. Because the people teleporting in, or whatever you call it, they didn't call it teleportation. That sounds too sci-fi, but it was, they would go into the dreams, and the whole point, it was at a sleep study center, and they were trying to help people overcome whatever it was that was keeping them from sleeping. Like there was a little boy who had a dream about a monster, and Dennis Quaid's character was able to go into that little boy's dream and help him figure out who was the monster. And it was a coach who had beat him up, who was abusing him. And so, in the kid's dream, it was this monster, and he couldn't sleep because he was afraid of going to sleep. And by teleporting into his dream, but as it went along, they realized that they could manipulate the dream because they were aware. The person dreaming wasn't aware that it was a dream.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like Inception.
I don't remember Inception. I know I watched
Leonardo
it.
DiCaprio.
I remember the name, and I remember it was really weird.
No, it's really good.
I don't know that I thought it made sense. I can't remember. I may have to watch it again now because I think I saw that when I was young too.
Mm-hmm. No, it's really good. Not recently.
You rewatched it?
Yeah, I rewatched it because my husband had never seen it, and I couldn't really remember it because I had watched it when I was younger.
Did he like it?
Oh, yeah. He liked it a lot. So they also state that dreams are universal, the same website that I was talking about.
Okay.
And perhaps that's the reason why we find them so interesting and need to have the need to dissect them and figure them out, because every single person and every single, I feel like being on Earth dreams. And
they have they dream about similar things, which I'll get into some of the meanings and symbolism. But, a person who dreams about a snake, everybody at some point in their life probably has a dream with a snake in it. And what does that mean? And how can you be connected to someone who's on the other side of the world dreaming about snakes too? Anyway. Yeah.
In ancient Egypt, as far back as 2000 BC, the Egyptians wrote down their dreams on papyrus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm saying that right.
You are.
And then people with vivid and significant dreams were thought to be blessed and were considered special.
I guess so. Those people could actually remember, because we all dream, but I guess those particular people were able to remember their dreams.
Mm-hmm. Ancient Egyptians believed that dreams were like oracles bringing messages from the gods, which that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They also thought that the best way to receive divine revelation, revelation is such a strong word, was through dreaming, and thus they would induce or incubate dreams.
That word actually comes up in today, talking about how to do dream magic, that word incubate, which I thought I didn't understand really how that meant. But now that you've said that, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
They're bringing it on. They're inducing a dream state.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. The Egyptians would go to sanctuaries and sleep on special dream beds in hope for receiving advice, comfort, or healing from the gods, which dream beds just sounds so.
I know. I wonder, is a dream bed, did it have those herbs that we talked about underneath it? Or were they given those herb teas or something?
No, there was no more research into these dream beds.
That's so fascinating. Yeah. Well, I have some information about Egyptian. I'm digging this drink too. Did you know?
Okay.
The Egyptians developed advanced practice of conscious dream travel. So they would have these trained dreamers, I guess the ones that you were talking about that were considered special.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have these trained dreamers who operated as seers, remote viewers, and telepaths, advising on affairs of state, military strategy, and providing a mental communication network between far-flung temple far-flung, that's a weird word, temples and administrative centers. So they practice shape-shifting, crossing time and space, and in their dream bodies, they would become birds or animals.
Oh.
And all of this was documented heavily in Egyptian text.
Huh.
Yeah, very fascinating. So the
That is
Egyptians
so
were all
cool.
about it. They were all about the dreaming,
Yeah.
dream magic.
Yeah. Dream divination was a common feature of Greek and Roman religion as well, and literature of all genres, like all it. Yeah. Wow. Aristotle and Plato discussed dreams in their various works and like their literature and everything.
Yeah. Dream magic.
Yes.
So before you can, and this makes total sense to me, and we linked the site that I got all this information from. It was very well written, very intricate site. And I only read through part 1, but she has several parts to this. That's another reason why I'm saying that we can do several episodes on dreaming and dream interpretation and dream magic. But before you can do dream magic, you've got to be able to remember your dreams. I mean, obviously, what you can't do magic if you're not aware of the dreaming to begin with.
Yeah.
So you have to be able to remember your dreams. You have to be able to understand the basics of dream language. You have to successfully conduct dream incubations, which is that word that I was looking at that word going, I think of an incubator as the little chicks and the eggs hatch and the little chicks come out.
That's not what I think about. I think about aliens.
Aliens? Why?
All the alien movies have like all the like little like alien fetuses in this incubator thing, and they bring them back to life, and then the whole human population is like doomed because
I guess in the actual alien movies, the humans were the incubators, but wow, you went to a really dark place. I'm thinking of fluffy little chicks, and you're thinking of aliens.
Yes.
At any rate, you have to be able to conduct these dream incubations, which, as you said, the Egyptians did. It was a way to induce dreams that would provide information. You have to be patient. You have to not force these things. You have to allow them to emerge in their own time. So how do you do this? You, on awakening, you need to figure out a way to ward off this habit that we all have. We wake up, okay, it's time to go wash my face, brush my teeth, get up, get moving. I need coffee. I got to go to work. We immediately put the past of that dream behind us. And we need to stop that. You've got to stop that in order to develop this sense of being able to remember your dreams. So instead, we need to allow our mind to return to the immediate past and rest there, just patiently waiting for the impressions of that dream to linger. To learn how to do this, we have to suggest to ourselves the night before, right before falling asleep, you need to say something like, and it's going to be different for everybody, but something like, I will remember my dreams tomorrow morning. That positive thought. And, I do writing on the side, and I do that as well in my writing when I'm when I'm stuck. Right before I go to sleep, I think really hard about what my problem is in the book. And a lot of times I will have a revelation so that by the time in the morning I wake up, I know the answer to my problem. You're doing the same thing to learn how to remember your dreams. You're suggesting to yourself, I'm going to remember them. You practice this to have your retention of dream memory for a few minutes or a few seconds right before those final moments when you fall asleep. You concentrate on the precise topic of what your question is. And I feel like that might be a more advanced level. Once you're better at this, you can then concentrate on a specific question. And because also too much concentration and you're going to get a headache. I do that too when I'm trying to think of the end of a book or whatever. It hurts my head if I think too hard on it. And then you've defeated the purpose. You won't be able to have that dream that you need. The wording of your suggestion needs to be simple, positive, and precise. It should be connected to a pleasant feeling of success or gratification. The more positive and gratified you feel during activating this dream memory, the more successful your work is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Associate the suggestion with a visual image. Like if you're wanting to, if your suggestion is, I will remember this dream, you want to visualize yourself waking up and remembering that dream. That visualization is going to help this come to be. Now, patience is key. That's, this isn't going to take place overnight. You have to train your mind to do this. So you repeat the same process. That repetition is crucial. Especially if you're just a beginner, like I am, I haven't even done any dream work. So I know it would be a long, hard process for me to get. Mm-hmm. But, if you are at the level of being able to ask a specific question, you want to pay attention to the symbols in your dreams that might help in answering what your question is.
Yeah.
You have to evaluate the experience of your dreams carefully, like where you are, the location, the people that are around you, the colors of the things around you. You need to be very aware of what's going on in that dream because everything can mean something. Mm-hmm. You need to keep a dream journal. And immediately upon waking up, you write it down. Once you've trained yourself to not get up and immediately think, I got to have coffee, I've got to have that meeting, got to get ready for the meeting this morning, I need to do my notes for the podcast or whatever. Once you've started training yourself not to do that, you can start writing them down.
That's really hard, though.
It is.
My brain, like you said earlier, your brain works like how what was the phrase you used? Like 1,000, it moves.
Well,
whatever.
I don't know. My husband calls it spaghetti.
I mean, that's how I feel. My brain is always on the go. I cannot stop. And part of that is because I am not on certain medications for my ADHD,
right.
Anxiety. Mm-hmm. And so it's hard.
It is a matter of training yourself to do it. And it is going to be slow. And you can't become frustrated if one morning you wake up and you're like, oh, I have this meeting or, oh, I have this test. And, and you didn't remember to write down your dream. You can't forgive yourself that. That's fine. Mm-hmm. You just have to slowly start getting into the habit of doing it. It will come. It's just going to take time. Don't think that you can do dream magic tomorrow because you've decided, oh, I heard a podcast about dream magic, I'm going to do it tomorrow. It's not going to be that easy unless you're someone who's already started the process of working with dream magic.
Yeah.
This one I thought was very interesting. You practice wakeful awareness. And I never considered doing this, but it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
So when you're awake, test your awareness, scrutinize your surroundings, take note of details, notice the color of things around you, notice posters and street signs, look at a street sign and then look away and look back. Is it the same? Because when you're dreaming, it might not be. And so you're training your mind to look at these things while you're awake. You're training yourself. Spin around with your eyes open. Does the background change? Is there distance distortion? Look at the people around you. Are they people that you feel like you've seen before? Or are they people that you've never seen before? Because that's how you know if you're awake. And the more you train your waking mind to look for these things, your sleeping mind's going to look for them too, because it's trained. And so that's how you become aware in your dream that you're really asleep and you can do something with that.
Okay.
That's where you can start practicing the magic and changing your reality because you'll be aware of being in a dream. And it does take time. By practicing noticing these things, your dreaming mind is learning as well.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So dream interpretations, and I've only got a couple and I can pull up. I got these from the Dream Dictionary, which there are so many sites out there that you can go to interpret different dreams. But I thought I would pick a few that I commonly dream about. And I use this one particular website, but you can go different places. So once you've learned how to retain your dreams and you've kept your dream journal and you've started writing these things down, you can go through your journal and say, wow, I dream about X, Y, and Z all the time. I wonder what that means. Or in the past week, it's been, dark, rainy dreams. What does that mean? So for me personally, I have toilet dreams.
Yeah.
And I've told you about these. They are some of the most bizarre dreams, and I have them all the time. And it's not the fact that I'm trying to find a bathroom and I have to go. They're bizarre. So basically, this site says that if you're on the toilet, that this suggests that you're in desperate need to release something that's been building up for a while. It says that it's possible that you're going to let go of something that you no longer need in your life right now. It might be linked to your root chakra. You may need grounding. You may have a pent up you may be full of negative energy that you need to release. My dreams are more than just sitting on the toilet. Usually I don't even get to the point of sitting on the toilet. The toilet's in a weird position, like it's on the side of the wall, sideways. And I'm looking at it going, how am I supposed to get my butt on the wall to pee on that? Or it's in a cabinet, like a pantry on the second shelf. And I'm like, how am I supposed to climb up there and go to the bathroom? Or it's just a hole in the ground. There is no toilet and I'm supposed to pee on the hole in the ground. And a lot of times there are people around with no privacy, men and women just right there. And I'll have this one curtain that I try to close, but everything, you can see right in it. And so sometimes the toilet's filthy and I'm looking at it going, how am I going to go to the bathroom while it's that filthy? So what I read about this was that these dreams could suggest that I am exposing something that I hold deep within that I could be vulnerable about. It says it can imply a need for privacy for personal matters, which I can see that because I'm having to go to the bathroom in front of all these strangers. But I don't care because I have to go so bad. It's something I have to do. And I'm just like, well, it's what I have to do. Some dreams that are in these public areas, these public washrooms, and those dreams might imply fears of holding something in that could be dangerous if not let go, which I thought that was interesting. If you notice a toilet overflowing, it suggests a need to ground. So that's the second time that this need of grounding has come up.
Yeah.
And it talks about the root chakra. So I'm wondering if I need to cleanse my root chakra.
Probably.
I know it might be metaphoric for something that's clogged in my life. Another dream that I often have is with my teeth. And I think a lot of people have teeth dreams where your teeth are falling out. Have you ever?
I have had some, but I don't have them a lot. Like I haven't had them in a while. Like I haven't had that problem.
These are recurring dreams for me, both the toilet and teeth.
Yeah, I don't really have dreams with toilets or teeth. I can't really remember what I dream about though.
Yeah. These dreams, my teeth are usually falling out or they're loose and I'll go to, it'll be bothering me and I'll touch it and it'll fall out and there'll be blood on my hand and blood in the sink. Usually I'm in front of a mirror. Unfortunately it says teeth are known to crack and fall out. But dreaming about it brings attention to unconscious aspects taking place within the dreamer. Sometimes it can represent some sort of personal loss or feelings of inadequacy, which is very interesting to me because I don't feel like I'm inadequate. I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of my job. I'm proud of my children. I don't feel inadequate. It says it could be a sign of a major transition or rebirth taking place in your life, but I have them scattered throughout time. Like, I don't think I've had a tooth one in a year or two.
I feel like you can go through a lot of rebirths and self-finding because you could find yourself, but then again, the next day, that's not the same person that was there the day before, like you're changing every day.
And there is a difference between focusing on children when you have a new baby and finding time to be a spouse again, and so that could be a rebirth going from mommy to, lover, whatever. So I don't know. I didn't write it down. So I don't know when those teeth dreams happened. I don't know what was going on in my life.
Yeah.
It said it could be a connection to things falling apart in your life, whether it be your relationships, the loss of people who were once close to you. Investigate how you speak. Look at clues of who is around you. Are you standing in front of a mirror, which might hint at self-reflection?
Mm-hmm.
Crumbling teeth, which I've had that as well. Not just that I reach up and my tooth comes out whole, it comes out in pieces. And it's usually my back teeth. It says this could be, it could be that I need to bring attention to areas of my life that have been neglected for too long, hence this deterioration, which I can see. Moms and women in general, a lot of times do multitask. We have a whole lot on our shoulders when it comes to work and family. And I can see how I might dream that at a time where I feel like I am neglecting my spouse because I've got all of these things with my children, or, I might be neglecting work because I'm dealing with my family, so I can see that, but I would have to keep a dream journal to know when these dreams are happening.
Yeah.
It could be possible fear of collapsing from within, that you're unable to hold it together, which also with women have that problem. We try to be everything for everybody. And so I can see that. So I don't know. And then, so those are the dreams that I actually have. But then I thought, what about something like spiders? So I looked up spiders. I know.
Ooh. Okay. Hold on. I'll let you get to it. Go ahead.
Okay. So spiders, these are very powerful dream symbols that can either be positive or negative. Spiders, since the beginning of mythology, have been connected to feminine and creative energy. Spiders are very smart insects, and they have the ability to make a web and wait patiently for the prey to fall into the trap. If a spider bites you in your dream, it's possible that you have been or will be affected by a feminine force or shadow. You may be the one who is stuck in the web, or you may be the one that has tendencies to trap others in a web of lies. So maybe it's telling you, you're spinning a web and you're not going to be able to get out of it. On the flip side, the positive aspects of the spider translate to creative energy. So it could indicate that creativity, that's the word, is gonna come out.
Yeah.
So it could be a good thing. And then, did you have something about spiders that you wanted to say?
It's the next one.
The next one. Well, I do dream about spiders sometimes. Like I have one of those dreams where I don't know if I'm asleep. I think I'm awake. The waking dreams that you talked about.
Awakening dreams.
Where my poor husband, I dreamed that there was a black spider crawling on our bed. Ugh. And we turned on all the lights. We got up. I made him strip the bed. We remade the bed. And he asks me afterwards, after we're both wide awake because I was terrified of this potential spider. He's like, the room was pitch black. How'd you see a black spider? And I'm like, oh, maybe I was dreaming. And he's like, oh my God.
No, because I do that too, but it was actually a real spider.
Really?
Oh my God. It was so bad. So, my husband, he sleeps on the side of the bed that the door is on, right?
Okay.
And so the way that our room was, I rearrange our room all the time, my feng shui stuff, right?
Yeah, you got feng shui going.
And so when this happened, he was on the if you're looking at the bed, the left side of the bed, right?
Okay.
And so I was laying with my arm, so I lay on my stomach with my head on my arm, and my arm is stretched out across the bed, and it's like on my husband's head, right? Like my hand is on my husband's head, right?
That poor guy.
Well, I remember feeling something tingly and like running. And so my first reaction, God bless, right, is smack my arm and rub it across, right? And so I scare my husband awake, right? I'm like, ah, scare him awake. And so he's already grumpy. And I'm like, there was a spider. There was something. And there actually was. I had killed it on my arm.
Oh my God.
And had completely mutilated its body across the top half of our bed.
Oh.
Yeah. And so we had to strip the sheets and change the bed sheets and that night. And he was like, you couldn't have just not.
I mean, maybe mine wasn't a dream either. I don't know. It just was terrifying. We never did find a spider though.
No, I get those feelings too. Or I'm like, something's in the bed. I'm itchy or whatever. And so it's just, yeah.
I mean, I wasn't even itchy. I just felt like I saw it, which I don't know.
Yeah.
The next one, and this is the last one I have, you guys, the dream dictionary goes by alphabet. You can look up all the A words, all the B words. And so I just picked a few. And we could go on for days talking about the different symbols in dreams. So this next one is falling. And I've had these dreams too.
I have these all the time.
Do you really? I don't have them all the time. I've had them a couple times and it takes your breath away.
Yeah, I have them all the time. And when you're falling, it's weird because this has happened ever since I was in high school, where you fall, but I hit the ground every time. And then I wake up.
Do you die? Are you falling? Because I've heard that if you die in your dream, you die in real life.
I have no idea. I know I don't. I probably don't die.
I've had one dream where I woke up and I thought, okay, so it can't be true that if you die in your dream, you die in real life, because I was shot I was in a mall. I have no idea what this, I dream entire movies. A lot of people, my husband dreams these distorted bits and pieces and it flits from thing to, no, I dream an entire movie and I wish I could remember it when I woke up because I would have bestsellers, to write.
Yeah.
But these people were coming down. It was apocalyptical times. And these people were coming down an escalator and I was in the mall and I was trying to run away and they shot me with a machine gun and I felt it. I was shot. I was riddled with bullets and I had to have died, but I woke up and I wasn't dead. So
yeah, I always hit the ground when I have my falling dreams.
I don't hit the ground. I wake up about to hit the ground and it takes the breath out of me. But it says falling dreams are extremely common and they usually jolt the dreamer out of bed before they hit the ground. Which I thought was interesting because you just said that's not how it works for you.
Yeah.
Falling represents feelings of inadequacy or a sense that your life is not stable and you need to be grounded. Dealing with your anxiety may encourage less frightening dreams. Constant nightmares or recurring falling dreams may be a result of anxiety, which we know you have, or a sleep disorder.
Wow.
Yeah. Which I think may be accurate. We know you've got anxiety.
Yeah, I have
anxiety. It's just a matter of being able to treat it properly. And you're working on that. So
yeah, but that gets into a whole nother thing of medication.
I know. Who wants to do medication? Yeah. I mean, I get it. Sometimes we need it though. Sometimes our bodies need it, but there's a lot of things that you can still try. Meditation. And, you're not to that yet. No,
I'm trying the other alternatives before I go on any sort of medication.
Yeah.
But medicating is not bad if you need to. I just don't want to yet.
Yeah. I mean, and every individual needs to, having babies. I think I told you before, you do. I'm telling you, you need medication when you have babies, because my first baby, I was like, no, this is going to be great. I can do this. Women have done this for thousands of years. I can, oh my God. Next children, always medication. No question. Do the medicine, forget that natural shit. No.
Yeah.
So medication has its places for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's all I've got. I don't know how long we've been talking. Hopefully it wasn't overly long, but y'all, dreaming is so cool. And being able to use magic with it is cool. But I think it takes a lot of dedication, which magic itself takes dedication. You can't just decide one day, I'm going to go cast a spell. There are so many things And magic isn't all about spells either.
Yeah,
There are so many different aspects to the energies around us. That's what I call them. I know other people have different things, but anyway,
they're vibes.
They're vibes to you. That's my 70s girl there. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I have to do the outro.
Oh. Sorry, y'all.
Where you can find us. You can find us at C3 Witchy Podcast, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok. Yay. Mm-hmm. You can also find us at our new and updated c3witchypodcast.com because I worked really hard on editing it to be Halloween, Samhain, fall theme.
Yes, and it's beautiful. She did such a good job. Go check it out.
I really like it. And then there you can find links to our Patreon. That's patreon.com/C3witchypodcast as well, if you don't want to go to our website. And then patrons get fun things like tote bags, witchy to-do lists, journaling pages, but also we are starting to upload bonus episodes on Patreon now, as well as like fun little things, especially for the fall. Fall is our favorite. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to try to do a little bit more this fall and see how it goes, see if y'all enjoy it, and we'll continue it into the other seasons as well. And also for our patrons, we are working on putting together a cookbook for cocktails. Mm-hmm. And so I think we've been talking about it just about on every episode. We're experimenting and having a good time, and our patrons get exclusive recipes for what we're trying, and we get to have input from you, which Nika, one of our patrons, gave input on one of our recipes that we posted, which is fabulous. And if you all think they need to be changed, we will give you a shout out in our book once it comes out. So we're excited about that. Yes. But so drink recipes, all kinds of fun things if you become a patron. And we really, really, really need your help. This fall is going to be so exciting. And I have a little bit extra time to add some love into our websites and everything. And we are also working diligently on new merch. Trying to find a more suitable website and everything like that. We are working with Dragoncraft Creations still. Yes, they do really well with certain kinds of merchandise. Yes. But we wanted to expand onto things that company can't do. So we'll keep them as well. We love them, but we're also going to expand into other things. Yes. And we are so excited for what this new season is bringing in store. And I can't tell you how excited I am. I'm just really excited. Oh, and we have so much fun, you guys. We love to hear from you. Yes. Please comment. We love it. Yes. So we'll see you. We'll be back. There we go. We'll be back. We'll be back. Bye. Bye.